Happy New Year! Yoo-hoo! 2021 is here. You know, one of the things I think we celebrate New Year's for is because we're reminded of grace. A new year reminds us that we get do-overs sometimes in life. We got mulligans, those of you that are golfers. We get to try to do things over again. And I know many of us are saying, phew, 2020, there's a lot of things I'd like to do over again, actually, and there's a lot of things I'd never want to do again in 2020. Kind of reminds me of the story of Peter, speaking of grace. Peter in the Gospel of John, verse 21. Peter is on the shores of Lake Galilee. Jesus has risen from the dead. He meets them on the shores. Remember, Peter was the one that denied Jesus 3 times and let him down. But Jesus comes to Peter right away, and he gets into this conversation of asking Peter 3 times, do you love me? And after each time, right up to the third, Peter's really getting upset. He says, of course I love you. And Jesus keeps saying to him, then feed my sheep, care for my flock. What Jesus is doing is this. He's reminding Peter that not only is he forgiven for his sins, but he's also showing us that grace means that we get an opportunity to serve God. Grace is more than just being made right with God, but grace is living right with God and participating in the work that God calls us to be in, and that is to bring love, to bring the message of Jesus to those whom we get to invest in. Your disciple group, the individuals that God has assigned you to pour the gifts that God has given you into them so that they may grow in their walk with Christ as well. Grace is being able to not only be forgiven, but grace is also being able to realize that God has called us to join Him in the family business of the Father. And so as the calendar year turns over, many of us are really thinking about new beginnings and making commitments. And I want you to remember that the truth is this, that with Jesus, we have everything that we need. We're equipped as we need by the Spirit to walk in grace, to pursue what God's calling is for our life. New challenges, maybe a new one word. But God always promises us, because He's resurrected from the dead, that He'll be with us, as He says in Matthew 28, till the end of the earth. Remember that as you go into the new year. God bless.